Hello, good morning, I've just realised how high pitch my head. Anyway, hello, welcome to welcome back to another episode of the Reading FC podcast. We haven't done this for a while, we start because of the FA Cup, and then Brentford decided to go and get COVID, so we couldn't do one then. So what we did is we took a bit of a back burner, but what we have done instead is we have come up with some, I wouldn't say breaking news, we've come up with some great ideas that we're going to fix your Reading FC drive. What we're going to be doing is before every Reading FC game, it will be me going live, going live on Twitter, where I will bring someone on, or it will be myself. And what we will do is we will be reacting to the team news and going through that, where we think the game's going to be won and lost, and we will be building up to the game. During the game, we don't do any watch along because it's just a stupid idea, and we want you guys to actually watch the game, not listen to no twat in the corner telling you what you can see about 5 seconds later. No digs there at all. But then after the game, it will be Ryan and Adam. Ryan, stick your head in and say hi. Ryan and Adam, that will be going live on the Instagram after the game. That was just pathetic, by the way. Going live after the game, where they will be reviewing the game, talking about the big spots. At one point, they decided this week to talk about Donald Trump. Then they was talking about world news, and then they talked about other transfers. They went on, I think I saw in total, for an hour after the game last. But go and interact with them. Go and have a chat with them.
Can we talk about the other thing that I said? Because Josh boycotted it and didn't see what we said. What would you make a five-a-side team? Out of our current squad, make a five-a-side team.
So Rafa in goal. I'd have Morrison as the centre half.
Yeah. With
Renaud, Lauren, and then I'd put Olise as the striker, because five-a-side need to be a bit more technical, which I think Olise is good at.
So mine, I went with Rafael Estevez.
I get that one, yeah.
Did I do Renomota?
I picked Morrison because I just think he's a bit of a shit house for five-a-side.
I done Rafael Estevez, Renomota, Ajaria, and Zhao.
I don't remember this.
See, I went Morrison because I thought five-a-side he's a massive shit house and I was going to be able to get past.
All right, I'm going to name mine quickly then. Rafael, Richards, Swift, and Olise in the middle, and Zhao up top. No.
So if they get past the midfield three, you're kind of fucked.
Yes, 100%.
Imagine.
I'm one of those that just goes get the ball up there and then just see how it goes. Basically, how I play.
That's kind of my thinking. Like, I'm not playing clean sheets. I'm playing to to outscore.
Yeah, exactly. That's literally the way I went, or to make someone fall on their ass. Basically, the way you win the game.
See, I play some nice Brexit football, basically. Just
you
play for the corner, get it. Yeah,
you go for a 1-0 shithouse.
Yeah, at least
in a 28-minute five-side game.
Yeah, at least just float wide and we'll get Morrison arriving late with a header or something. And then everyone stand on the line for the rest of the game, and Alicia stands up front.
Stoppage time penalty.
Yeah.
And you get the keeper to take it.
Right, so we'll carry on. So we're going to be doing that after every game. We are going back to doing 2 podcasts a week. It will either be 1 podcast a week. There will always be a podcast for you guys on the Friday or the Thursday, depending on when we play. If it's a Friday game, we might release it a day early, depending on if we can be bothered. But the Monday podcast will either be a Sunday live stream or a Monday podcast. It all depends on people. It all depends on the situation. If there's any breaking news, we can go for. But the Monday one, and it also depends on Ryan, could be bothered to do either or. So it will all just depend on that as well. Before we get into anything, what I just want to say is a quick roundup of all the podcasts we do while Ryan goes off and probably has a pee. Is on Tuesday, we released the WWE/wrestling podcast. We've got a very bright future of that. We're looking to talk about more promotions. I watched AEW for the first time today. All I can say was I was not impressed whatsoever. I watched Impact, which is much better, and I watched WWE. And then fuck me, I've got to remember days now. Wednesday, because I go by when we record them, not by when we release. Anyway, Wednesday we do the Formula One, which is Josh is the host. Where this year we did our 2021 predictions, which, by the way, I need you to send me the list of who we all picked. By the way,
I'm too lazy to go through and do it yet. I've got my list.
Okay, that's fine. I've got my list. I just need Connor's. I'll get him to send it over. Send yours over. So we've done that. We've gone through that. Don't forget as well, Thursday, we released the NFL podcast as well with Ellie, where it was just me and Ellie. We sat down and we discussed the build-up to the AFC Championship between Kansas City and Josh Allen, where it was the two up-and-comers versus the two GOATs in Tom Brady and Rodgers. So we're coming back to this as well. So let's get into it. Welcome back. Hope you both are well. Hope you guys are all right. We said we were going to record this a lot earlier than we actually did. Then we just started talking, and then it all just went a bit fucking Pete Tong with Ryan finding something quite funny.
No. We planned to record this at 8. And then we planned to record this at 8. And then we said 7:30. Then we would have started about 7:15. And then we started at 8 anyway because we spent about about 15 minutes chatting.
That's part of the podcast, though.
Yeah. Basically how
if we say we're starting at 7:30, we're starting at 8.
Yeah, we basically talk nonsense.
It's not as bad as the other one.
Oh, God.
Yeah, what's the F1? The F1 one the other day was 45 minutes. 45 minutes of waffle.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, I can't remember what we spoke about before.
No, I remember bits.
Genuinely can't remember.
I remember bits, but not too much.
Yeah,
I'm just going to turn my controller off on my PlayStation. Not going to lie, I had it right.
Right.
Anyway.
Let's actually talk about Reading.
Let's actually talk about... That's why we're here.
Mark, what did you think of the lineup when you saw it?
Oh, fuck off. Why have you taken my... Okay. I thought, personally... This feels weird.
I'm the host.
Switch your roles. All right, if you want to host... Do you want to host for this episode? If you want to... By the way, we haven't discussed this before. We're literally doing this mid... Do you want to host this podcast? I'm not for it. Well. Go on then. Right, you're in... Right, I'm going to go...
As well.
Oh, yeah, I do. I could just talk shit now. Go on.
This is what he does when I host. He kind of just sits there.
I do.
And then...
And then I'll just throw... Go on then, Ryan. I'll let you take over. Off you go.
I just asked you, what did you make of the lineup?
I personally thought it was very, very good. I think if you look at the whole... the only issue I had, and this is going to be controversial, so watch out, is Olise being on the wing. That was my only worry of that. By the way, when you're the host, you're meant to stop talking when the person talks and let them finish. Just say it.
You do it all the time.
I know. I just see what you would say.
Just to go through the lineup. So we had Raphael in goal, Holmes at right back, Richards at left back, McIntyre and Morrison in the middle, Runamotor and Lawrence holding midfielders. Just in front of them, you had Swift, Ajaria, Olise, and up front, Lucas Zhao. On the bench, you had Southwood, Estevez, Semedo, Ryan East, Tijan Tetek, Jaden Onan, the under-23s, Sonny Aluko, Kamara, and Bolduc.
Still bitter. Right, before we go any further, if you guys haven't watched it already, during the Christmas Day, it's been a while now, so we could discuss it. During the Christmas Day special, we did a final round. And I said, name all of the players that were signed for the first team, which then...
In the summer,
which then Ryan put Onan, and I said no, because he went in the under-23.
Luzon?
Huh?
Luzon as well, Omri Luzon.
Yeah. I'm willing to accept.
Yeah, which, by the way...
Onan wasn't signed in the summer. Onan wasn't signed in the summer, though, was he? He signed in, October.
Yeah.
No, he was signed in the summer.
Yeah, went in the summer window.
It was in the summer
window.
Yeah. But we cut before.
I thought it was just after.
When we recorded the podcast, he hadn't started or come off the bench at all for Reading. When we recorded, 3 days, I think 3 or 4 days after the recording, before you
3
saw
days later, we played Norwich. 3 days later,
he played Norwich, and then he'd come on.
No. Less than 24 hours after.
Was it? Because it was the day before the Norwich game, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because we changed from the Wednesday to the Tuesday.
Yeah. Okay.
My idea as well.
It was.
Yeah, you twisted yourself with the wind there.
Yeah, you literally did put yourself in that. Yeah, I'll give you that. So
I should have pushed it back.
Yeah, you should have. So my only issue with is one of the things that I've been very vocal of is Olise at the moment. I think the reason why I'm being very vocal of if there's certain things that annoy me is because if he's that good, that I feel like when you get youngsters that are very, very good, you're going to start nitpicking little things that you can see that maybe you feel like he should be getting better at his game with the attention on him, or something that he needs to improve on in the future. So one of the things that I have against Olise at the moment is the only thing is work rate. Attitude.
Not energetic.
Yeah, attitude is something that I'm still questionable of, but that's something that that's me personal. That's not me what I can see. And for Olise, I feel like his tracking back. He has no pace. I think I've worked out he has no pace. He is like 23 pace on FIFA, or if you play Football Manager 5 on there. But it just seems I think with his work rate, he's going to get more fans on the back of him talking about his attitude, which doesn't, and also his haircut is something fucking else.
That was outrageous.
What the fuck? Well, I'm sorry, but I'm all right with having weird haircut.
It was like crazy.
Fuck me, was that?
It was like Crazy Eyes from Orange is the New Black.
I know who you're on about as well. I love that program. Epic. Fucking great program, by the way. But yeah, so I agree. Zhao is just Zhao. I was very intrigued to see how Ejaria was going to get on in the game, because he's been, let's be honest with each other, hit or miss during this season, where he will have a very, very good game, but then go quiet. But as soon as he steps on that field, I want to, Ryan, you'll probably ask Josh this in a sec, but tactics.
You know, I want to jump in 1 sec.
Go on.
What do you think? Okay, just an idea. One big difference. Swift.
Yes.
No.
I was going to point this out. I think that partnership of Swift and Obi is outrageous. And I think you could see that he was a lot more comfortable. He's a lot more comfortable knowing that Swift was next to him instead of it being Shoni Aluko.
Which, no disrespect to Sonny Aluko, because this season he's done
no disrespect to Shoni Aluko, but Swift has been
I won't have no Luko batter this season.
Months.
I won't have no Luko batter this season. Is that ball
no,
dead?
Luko's been good, but he's no... Shoni Aluko is not bad, but he's no John Swift.
No, I agree with you on that. No, I agree. I would
say... John Swift's probably been our best player for the last 18 to 24 months.
I wouldn't go that far. But...
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think he's...
Who has been?
Who has been? Raphael.
Yeah.
Okay, can I throw this point in? Without Swift last season, we get relegated.
Without Raphael, 2 seasons on the road, we would have got relegated.
We only had him last season, so your point's now invalid.
No, it's not. No.
Have that one.
You can have that as well. I seriously don't rate Swift as highly as what everyone else does. He's a good player. No. He's a good player. But how many times can you tell me that he's played 38 games consistently? How many times can you tell me that he's been consistent from the start of the finish to the end since he's been with us? Since the 4 years he's been with us now, when has he been consistent from start to end? When? Last season he wasn't.
His first season there.
The first season he was here, he was good for the first 3 months, went off and come back again. Same every single season after that. He does the patches. He doesn't do the whole season. Last season, was he good? Yes. Undeniable, was he good? Yes. He is not as good as what people make him out to be. He is the most and then we talk about Zhao with his injuries. Swift's up there with him as well. He's a good player. He made a difference for Ovi. Yes, he didn't make the difference for the overall team at all. That overall team is balanced. If you go from Runamotor and Laurent backwards, like that is a stable team. That's a stable thing. And if you go to Jowl, that's stable. So you're telling me that Swift, and then all right, if we're going to go with Swift, how he influenced it, at least didn't really get much into the game because Swift was on the pitch. So then that takes away
Swift,
from Olise's.
But Swift is the number 10. Yeah, without Swift though, we don't get the first goal because I don't think someone else picks out that pass, and we don't get the third goal because no one can do. I don't think anyone else on the pitch finishes that.
No, I agree with the third goal, and I agree with that. But Swift is not the end all of this team at all, not whatsoever. I like Swift, and if he stays for the next 10 years, I'm happy for it. But he has to be more. The thing that we really need to discuss with this fucking team is the inconsistency of this team, apart from this season, where, let's be honest, Yedorm's become inconsistent over the past 18 months with injury. And Ryan, you were right last time on the podcast when you talked about the African Cup of Nations. Swift, inconsistent. Jowl is inconsistent. He's scoring when he plays, but he's still getting injuries, niggling injuries, and still coming out. I think Laurent and Reno, and maybe Morrison, are the only players this season that have played every single game, right? And if you're a championship team,
Morrison and Raphael have the most minutes played between the whole squad.
Yeah.
They're the only two players to play 90 minutes of every game of every match this season.
And to me, that just shows, one, how well they look after themselves for being at the age of where they are and actually still playing 90 minutes week in, week out, 2-3 times a week. So for me, everyone else in that team needs to take a leaf out of their book.
But that's also a genetic. But then that's coming down to the genetic ability of them as people, not as them as footballer.
Right.
You're stretching a bit far there.
Oh no, because genetically, someone like Zhao might be just more likely to get an injury because that's how his genetics work.
Well, no, he needs to fucking learn how to do stuff in training that doesn't get him injured, or do a different routine that he's been doing.
He doesn't choose what he does in training. He doesn't choose what he does in training. So then it comes down to Velcro. No,
it comes down to the fact our physio has been utterly shit, and they have been for a number of years. By the amount of injuries we've consistently been getting over the past 4 years, I can't even remember the last time where we've gone a whole season with maybe only losing 1 or 2 main players. Every season, it seems to be so far, we lose 3 or 4 main players in that team. Every season. And that needs to be looked at more than, I think that, personally, and you can take this as much as you want, is I think that needs to be looked at more than bringing players in.
I'm going to say, to what you just said, I'm thinking about it. Last time, I don't think there was many injuries in the squad. I think it was 11-12 season.
What, the promotion under McDermott?
Promotion one. McDermott promotion season, I think.
So we're talking that it's been 9 years the last time we've gone a whole... That's fucking woeful. I'm sorry, but that's fucking woeful. That's poor.
I'm trying to think, who did we lose to injury in the playoff year that we lost? Huddersfield. I think that year. Who did we lose anyone major?
Wasn't that when Abita got his leg done, wasn't it? Wasn't that the season?
No, because he
was in and out. He was in and out of Abita at that point.
Yeah, he scored in the playoff semi-final.
He got injured against Fulham. He got injured right at the end of that season against Fulham.
Yeah.
And then missed the home game, missed the second game. No,
Paul McShane was always injured that season, if I'm right. Wasn't that the season where Paul McShane kept getting injured?
Following season. It was the
following season. McShane got.
So look at that. Right? We've just discovered somehow, flukily, that the 2 seasons that we've either got promoted or got to the playoff final, we've relatively had a full fit squad for the whole season. So, for me,
I think the Stam one's slightly different because no one came out expecting us to play that football.
And also at the same time, we didn't really run around in that team either. We just passed. You couldn't really get injured in that.
You can't get injured if you.
I don't want to get injured. You take
it. Basically, how it went.
You can only get injured. The only way you can get injured is if you slightly overpass the football too hard, and you might hurt your foot a bit.
Yeah. Right. I got a question for you. 2. One's quite a pretty straightforward answer. So while we're on Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about contracts. We know who's up in the summer: Morrison, McIntyre, Richards. Next summer, Swift's contract is up next summer. Should we start thinking about signing him for a new contract?
I think there's probably already been talks going on that we haven't heard about, I'd assume. Because that 18 months left, surely the club aren't going to fist themselves over again in this season scenario where they go, we're not going to talk till 12 months left.
Are we
yes,
talking,
they will.
Yeah. Are we talking, do we want him to stay or do we think he will stay?
No, I don't think the question is either of them, because I think the answer to both is yes.
Yes, I think he'll sign you.
But do you think we're now in a position where we should start planning to offer that contract soon rather than let him get into the final year?
He should have a deal.
Okay,
on the table
I'm going to flip it. I'm
February.
going to flip it for you because I'm going to be devil's advocate here because I find it quite fun. If someone come in the summer he's got 12 months left, let's say, and we're talking money here. Let's hypothetically say that someone comes in with 10 million, okay, because he's not going to get the same amount of money as Olise because of age, and he's not going to get the same amount as what he would have done last season because of the injuries he's had this season.
Even pay 10 million last summer.
It's one of those where fans will be hopefully back by the start of next season.
It's post-COVID. It's a different market.
We're thinking post-COVID where money will start coming in for clubs and stuff like that. Would you accept it? 12 months left on his contract.
I think that's a completely different question again, because what I asked was his contract. If he signed a new contract by the summer, it's a completely different question.
Yeah, no.
So Mark's saying,
if he doesn't,
what we need to know, what we also need to know is it 12 months left Championship or 12 months left Premier League?
Either.
I don't think
it makes different. I think it does, because I think if we're in the Premier League, if we're in the Premier League, you can afford to
put that price up a bit more.
Hold on to him. Put the price up and hold on to him.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're in the Championship, you have to kind of take the money, I feel. Whereas if you're in the if you're in the Premiership, you've already got the Premier League money. If you go down, you've got the parachute money, so that you're kind of in a more safe scenario to go. We're in a scenario where we can kind of let his contract run out, which is a bit like what I think Sheffield United would have done with, what's his name? Lundstrom, is it? The one that's contract running out? John Lundstrom, where they've gone, well, we're in the Premiership for 12 months ago. We don't need the money. We'll get another set of Premier League money come in. We don't need to sell him.
Okay, so if I'm going personal to both questions, would I give him a new contract? I would be very much in two minds of it, because he's a very good player and he's made a difference. Yes, his injuries are starting to take a toll now, and it's he's constantly getting injured. So there has to be something in there where he's injured. Do I think the club will give him a new contract? 100%. I think they will, because he's one of Dye's lucky stars, eggs, fish, whatever you want to call it. I think he will. To the other point as well, if he hasn't signed a contract by the summer, no matter if we're in the Championship or the Premiership, I would sell him. I would find a way of getting, if he hasn't signed a new contract, I will point out that I would look to sell him. And I would look to try and recoup at least 10 million out of it. You're probably going to get less. You're probably going to get less because of the injuries he's had this year. And he seems to be made of.
I thought you was going to say recoup what we paid for him.
Well, we didn't pay for him.
You said recoup what we paid for him. Okay.
Yeah, we would have got nothing.
Yeah, no, that's why I said
exactly. It. But I think we need to, especially with the medical bills that he's racked up, I think we need to get some money back to pay the medical bills that he keeps racking up. But he is a very good player. He made the difference for Ovi Ajaria when we played the game, and you could see Ovi was more. I wouldn't say interested. He was more like, I've got my friend back. It's like when you have your best mate on the pitch. Yeah, but I think it's like when you have your best mate on the pitch, when you don't really know anyone, or you have a few things.
It's like you saw more out of Barrow when Yaku was on the pitch. That type of one.
Yeah.
But you saw more out of Barrow when Yaku was playing. That type of partnership.
Exactly. It seems like when you have, it's like with me when I play football. If I have my friend on the pitch with me, not that I don't have any because I don't like people. That's going to get clickbaited badly. It's like with me, if I have my friend on the pitch when I play football, I feel 20 times more comfortable and I feel more relaxed, and I know I'll be able to do more things because he's there if I mess up, or I will always know where that person will probably be on the pitch. So that's me.
Okay, right. Now on to my other question. It's not really a question, but it's a point, and I want both
of you. I don't even know why the Google Doc opened anymore.
Do you agree or disagree? So Rinomota obviously played his 100th first team game for Reading against Coventry the other day. Is it just me? It feels like he's played a lot more than 100.
I thought he played a lot less.
It feels like he's been around for ages, doesn't it?
I thought he played a lot less.
No, it feels like he's been around
for me, I went, oh shit, 100 fucking fair play to him. I didn't realise he's been around that long. In my opinion,
I thought he was closer to 200.
I thought he was around the 150 mark because I feel he's been around since the playoff year almost.
Has he been around that long?
Yeah, he made his first appearance. He made his first appearance like Preston away on Phil in the playoff
Clark,
he just seems to be.
I thought it was under the Stam.
No, it was under Steve Clark. Because Liam Moore said that the players were saying to Clark that he should be in the first team, and Clark didn't listen. It might even have been Clement, actually. No, it was Clement.
Okay, can we also?
It was Clement.
Can I? Let me flip that question for 2 seconds. Has anyone else seen the list of academy graduates that have played 100 times for Reading? And can we all agree on that?
By the way, Rinomota made his professional debut in 2018 for the first team, so it would have been under Clement.
So he's only been here 3 years. He's only started 3 years. Doesn't feel that long.
Because he joined the academy in 2015. We got him from AFC Portchester in Yorkshire. So he joined the academy under Steve Clark. That's where you're getting that from. It's the FA Cup year. It's the FA Cup year he joined the academy, and he must have been about 13, and he moved down from Leeds on his own or Yorkshire on his own.
Can we also talk about the other players on that list, please, as well, and just talk how shit that list is?
Okay, 2 seconds. But another question.
It annoys me.
Have you seen him have a bad game for us?
No. I saw you say this.
Maybe an average game, but
I saw when you said this. I think it was during the game. I don't know whether you tweeted it or you put it in the group. I can't remember where I saw you put it. But as soon as you said that, my first instinct went no. No matter the position he's played in.
I can't think of him dropping an absolute clanging performance off the top of my head. No.
I can think of one mistake, and that was for Buendia's goal.
Buendia's goal against Norwich. And even then, he didn't even have a bad game necessarily. He made one mistake.
Exactly.
It's just,
and he kind of played okay for the rest of the game.
Okay, so I want to ask this question. Is he the best academy... Okay. Do you call him academy graduate, even though he didn't come through the academy?
Yes.
I don't agree on that. I think you have... Anyway.
He was in the academy... He was in the academy for 3 years before.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I always have to think about you have to be academy a certain amount of years. Like Onan shouldn't be academy graduate because he fucking isn't. He's a Brentford academy that come through there and come here.
Does Olise count as an academy graduate? Do you think?
Well, yeah, he was here from when he was 12, wasn't he? Was he released at Chelsea when he was 12, 13? I think. I could be wrong. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, but when it comes straight. He joined the Reading Academy in 2016 when he was just 15-ish.
Yeah, he's been here 4 or 5 years. He's been here 5 years, yeah. If you've been around 5 years and then got... Yeah, I get that. I just don't agree with the signing and then going up and then... let him go. No. But, okay, so another question for you, both of you. Is he the best academy graduate that's come through?
In my opinion, yes. I think in general, Rinomota is the complete package.
In terms of longevity he's had in the side as well across multiple managers, yes.
Also,
I'm not talking about longevity. I'm just talking simple. Is he the best person to come through the academy?
Yeah, but there's multiple factors that come into that.
For me,
there's no factors that come into
that. Either is or isn't. I'm saying no. I'm saying as a technical player who can go the furthest, I say no. But as a player who's for Reading, he's the best academy graduate we've had.
I would even argue that he's the best to come through our academy.
Yeah,
100%. He is the complete player.
Yeah.
Look at he can hit a ball, he can score. He's defensively sound. He can flip again. He is our most influential player. When he plays
I was thinking about this question. No, and I completely agree with what you're saying. I was thinking about this the other day after the game. After you put, has he ever had a bad game? And I was thinking, right, if I look through the other players that Reading, as we call class, the best players to come through our academy, if we compare it to others, Olise, good technical skill, not got good pace, hasn't got the work rate, but has got the good end product. Gylfi Sigurdsson, got a bit of pace about him, got good end product, not great defensively, tackling's a bit iffy. And if you look through some of the strikers as well, not great finishers, some of them. Kevin Doyle, I would class as one of the best because of his finishing and what he's done. Rinomota can run, can tackle, can shoot, the work rate. Everything about Rinomota, I can't ever say, the only thing I can't do is say his fucking name with Reno is, personally, I think we need to look less at creativity and look at the overall package. And for me, he is could be one of the best ever to come through our academy. And I sincerely think that is the possibility. It's little things. And I agree with what Josh says as well. There's many factors that come in it. And I agree with what you say as well. But if you look at it overall, I can't name another player that's done what he's done, especially with the list of academy graduates that's played over 100 games. Some of that fucking names on that list have pissed me off. We shouldn't even be posting it. Go on, right? You're probably on your computer. Go on Twitter and go on Talk Reading and scroll through until you can find the list of players, the academy graduates that have gone. I'm going to pause the recording until you get that. Until you find it.
I was going to say it's a good opportunity to then now move on to the next subject. While we're talking about Rinomota, let's talk about the goals. First of all, what was the best goal against Coventry?
Fucking easy, this isn't it?
Free kick.
I was going to say Rinomota. I'm joking.
Yeah, some people that disagree.
Fucking idiots.
People say Renos, won't they?
Renos was a great.
I'll tell you what, Ijaria's dummy. I'll tell you what, no one talks about that dummy enough from Ijaria.
I think all my mates said, we were all watching it together and we went, has he miskicked it or has he dummied it? Because it'd be such an Ijaria thing to do to just miss the ball.
He dummied
I've just seen the list as well.
Shane Long,
Alex Pearce, Jem Caracan, Hal Robson-Kanu, Simon Church, Jordan Obita, and Andy Rinomota.
You know what? There's only two or three on there who I'd say bitch.
Okay, go. Tell me who. Tell me who you think.
Who for me?
Church, who I just think he was a good player. He was all right, but he wasn't anything overly special, I feel. On his day, he was quite good, but that's on his. Any player can be quite good on their day. Kanu wasn't anything. Robson-Kanu wasn't anything.
You fucking say anything about how Robson-Kanu? I'll fucking.
Yeah, I know you love how Robson-Kanu.
No, I fucking hate him. I hate him. He's the most useless prick ever. He doesn't even deserve to breathe the same air as Reading FC. It's fucking you. He should be scrapped. From the record.
Someone else that. Someone else that makes me hate.
Without even thinking, I need you to answer: McCleary or Robson-Kanu?
Or rather, shoot himself.
No, that's not an option.
So I have to pick one.
You have to pick one or the other.
Between Hal Robson-Kanu and McCleary?
Yeah.
McCleary, easily.
Okay.
Easily. I disrespect McCleary because of what he did for the past 2-3 years.
Someone clip that, please.
You can clip it. And I will happily, and I will stand by that.
Can we shorten the clip to just McCleary every day?
For me, I would Hal Robson-Kanu should be wiped from any record we have.
Mark, who do you think the best player in Reading history is? There we
McCleary
go.
every day. McCleary every day.
That wasn't an actual question, by the way.
Okay. I was actually going to answer that.
It's just for the clips.
I was actually going to answer that.
Right, let's go. Zhao's goal.
Nice goal, very nice goal. Well good
taken.
ball into him as well.
Hold on. We're not skipping over the fact we had two players, and you picked. Who did you pick?
Church and
Carney.
All right, who are you picking?
Same two.
For fuck's sake! All right.
What is there? Right. Who else would you say? Is there any more on that list who you'd say?
No, I think there's only one other person on that list that deserves to be talked about that's come through the academy. There's only one that should be talked about, and that's it.
Is it Longy? Is it Longy?
Yeah, 100%. He's the only player he's the only player, and we should look at this in a way where he's left Reading and he's gone on. He hasn't gone backwards. All the other players we're talking about have gone backwards. He's still in the fucking Premier League.
If you look at Karakan, he's
who are we talking about?
And gone and played Champions League football. Theoretically,
he played for Galatasaray. He didn't really get on the pitch.
Who are we talking about? Sorry.
So I said, in my opinion, there's only one person on that list. Only one on that list we should be discussing as a great one is Shane Long. That's it. No other player on that list. No,
that's completely different though. You were saying who's shit, not who's good.
No, I'm saying who's good. All the others are shit.
No. I think there's tiers. You've got two that are no good, the two that we said. Then you've got the four in the middle. And then I think the top two, in my opinion, are Shane Long and Rinomota.
Oh, Rinomota's there. Shane Long, 100%. I don't think the others are as good. I think we've got to look at it as longevity and what they've actually done.
I think
that's my only thing.
I think the way I describe it, it's last season's Premier League. Shane Long is Liverpool. Andy Rinomota is Man City.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And then you've got a big gap.
Yeah.
To the rest of them.
I agree with you on that. Completely.
And then you've got like Hal Robson-Kanu and Simon Churchill, 07-08 Derby County.
Right, let's go on the goals.
I thought you liked that one.
That was a good one. Let's go with goals. Zhao, I think, was a very good goal. I think the defence really made it look a lot better than what it was, just how poor their defending was.
One thing I do want to mention was what Adam said in the Instagram live after. How many times this season have we seen him get the ball and just shrug off defenders?
Yeah. You would. I don't know whether you've seen it, but a few years ago, Lukaku did a talk with Jamie Carragher, and he talked about he loves when defenders go up against him so he can shrug them off and go for goal. It's the same. It's the same situation with Zhao this season. He is a very tall, leaner version of Lukaku, where if the ball comes to him and the player comes, he's just going to shrug you off. So what do? You've either got to be behind him. You've either got to be behind him to try and then you've got to play him on side to try and stop him. But then he's also got to rifle off a foot. Yeah, or you just got to give away a penalty and hope the keeper fucking saves it.
And I quickly was talking about bullying defenders and the Reading Academy graduates. Have you seen the clip of Mikel Antonio bodying the guy the other night?
Yes.
Yeah.
Another Reading
absolutely annihilated him. So Zhao's goal I thought was exquisite. I think it was a very good goal. Rinomota's goal was a very good layoff by Reno for a very good low finish, very controlled finish as well. I think that needs to be talked about. And Swift as well. I think that's one of the, and I said this on Twitter as well, I think that's one of the things we've really missed since he's been out is that dead ball specialist. One of the things that I think that players need to do is wear a dog collar. And if they don't beat the first man, they get fucking shot or electrocuted because I'm sick and tired of seeing fucking players you're a free kick specialist and you can't beat the first man. It's like watching Harry Kane take a corner in the fucking Euros. It's just not right.
I was watching BT Sport Goal channel the other day, and they were doing this little thing where they were saying you can have introduce one rule into football. What would you pick? And someone messaged in saying it should be an automatic yellow card if you can't beat the first man from a corner.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, but to be fair, have you seen how many times in the past where Swift didn't beat the first man from a corner?
Yeah, it annoys me. It really annoys me. Like even with him as well, and with Olise as well. I'm just thinking, we've had no one in that team that can do a free kick like that or swing across in like he's done. Olise is good. He does 1 in 20 good free kicks, I would say Olise does. But there's no one in that team, if Swift is out, who can be that dead ball specialist. And that's the one main thing I think we have really missed since he's gone. And let's be honest, not only has he wrong-footed the fucking keeper, he's made the keeper look like a silly sausage, of looking like a snowman in the sun. Just fucking can't get anything right. So and that's a great goal as well. You just can't take away just the technique of that goal was immense.
Yeah.
But can I ask one question? Okay. I want to ask one thing. Josh, I want to ask you one question, and that's literally how Reading's set up. I want to get your take on how Reading sort of set up in that. Because I know that the first 15, 20 minutes, and I saw a lot of people moaning about how we weren't playing very well. And
Mark be the host again.
No. I had this question in my brain.
That's literally what I was about to ask.
Oh, okay. And I saw people say we were conceding too many chances. How did we change the way we were playing to, in the end, beating 3-0? What was your take on that?
The main factor in the second half of being a bit more steady was taking Holmes off, who was having an absolute clanger of a game, to be honest. And we deserved to concede when Holmes almost did a Reno-esque of passing the ball blankly and losing the ball, and they probably should have scored. And on another day, we go 1-0 down and end up losing that game. We weren't bad, wound up in our trusty 4-2-3-1 as per, with Holmes playing at right back, Richards back in at left back as well, with McIntyre and Morrison, which is a pair I quite like at the moment. It's McIntyre and Morrison. McIntyre seems to be getting a bit more steady at the back with that calming presence of Morrison, who can just is a wonderful footballer, to put it simply. Great footballer. And played with the box with the two centre halves, and then Rino and Laurent in front, who's been a very strong, consistent pair in front. Not many gaps and mistakes come up between those two. And then probably the most sexual front four we've had all season of Olise, Swift, Jaria and Joao, which is just a very sexy front four who could rip most teams to shreds.
I did say before the game Ryan, as well.
Yeah, I want to ask you a quick question. Just a quick question before you get into your point.
I bet it's what I was about to say.
I don't know if it is going to. Is it more fascinating for you, I don't know, for me, is to see the progression that Estevez is making over the past month or so, since he come in and made a few mistakes, of how good he is progressing. And do you know what? I love seeing improvements in players where they're not, and he's growing into someone that can legitimately right now take over from Holmes at right back and we wouldn't batter an eyelid at it.
I think Alan gave him a bollocking.
I'm going to say that wasn't what I was going to ask.
No, it wasn't. I just thought of it in my head and I wanted to ask you.
Yeah, he's definitely improved a lot. You see, he's stepped up his game.
He's getting used to English football.
Yeah, definitely.
When people were calling him shit, it frustrated me because he's never played away from Portugal. So he's not shit. He's just not used to this type of football.
And even if he had played away from Portugal,
which he hasn't,
the championship.
It's so
alone.
You know what he's really started doing?
It's not a quicker pace than Portugal, but it's a much more
physical
pace.
What he started doing, he's got his suit and armour and he's gone to battle.
I do love that quote. That is one of the best
for me
quotes
as well. I said this somewhere the other day. For me, the only two changes from that being our strongest lineup against Huddersfield, against Coventry, I think we have Moore instead of McIntyre at the moment, and we have Yedom instead of Holmes. Other than that, that is our strongest lineup.
I think easily our strongest lineup.
I think there needs to be very.
How much I like T-Mac, I don't think he's
not there
yet. He's still got a bit of development,
Yeah.
Holmes, obviously, how good he's been at right back isn't a natural right back. And Estevez, how good he is going forward, still has will have a few moments in him at right back where you go.
Yeardom on his day is another level.
Yeah, and Yeardom, I was going to say, and Yeardom is that when he plays, it's so consistent and consistently 7 to 8.
Mark's twinging, I feel an agenda.
No, I have not agenda. It's just getting him back to that consistency. And it's getting him back to not being injured every 5 minutes. And that's another thing that the physios need to do. When he was on his day last season,
the thing is,
last season he kept the shitty Gunter out, who's in League One and who's playing fucking centre back in fucking League One, and they're still moaning about him there. But to keep a player out that, let's be honest, who have played over 200 times for the club and kept him out of the team easily, it just goes to show how good Yeardom is. When he's fit, it's getting him to that point.
Yeah, no, my point was,
I think
everybody at the club was match fit.
Oh, yeah. If everyone's in a match fit, he's easily right back and easily 100%. I agree on that. It's just getting him back to that.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm taking a 25% Liam Moore over Tom McIntyre. Not at all.
Yeah, the thing is with Yeardom, when he's saying if we can get him fit, I think this is the only season really, and maybe a bit towards back in the last season, I was seeing a bit of, what's it called, inconsistencies with his injuries. Because I remember seeing a stat before that
I can pinpoint
under Gomez, he was the only player to play every single game under Gomez.
Oh, I missed.
I can pinpoint what it was. When we signed him, he played every game. He had the full season. Second season, he played week in, week out again. Had the full season. Then he went on international duty with Ghana. Played the whole time out there. Come back, had 2 weeks off, and then back into the squad, playing week in, week out again. He didn't have a proper break, and that is why he's injured now.
Yeah, the only break he really had was when Gunter came in for a couple of games because Yeardom got a ban because he had 5 yellow cards. I remember this. Gunter came in for a game at home against Luton where McCleary scored. There was that game. And then Gunter came in because Yeardom had
McCleary scored such a great goal. He's 1-on-1 with the keeper and went for his fucking legs. He's shit. Yeah, Karen.
Agenda. And then
100%.
And then Gunter got a bit more of a run in the FA Cup. And then Yeardom started picking up slight knocks here and there. Gunter played it. Gunter wasn't horrific when he came in. He wasn't
That's
good.
what I'm saying. Horrific. That goes back to the international duty and not having a proper break.
Yeah.
And that's just a little injury from overplaying.
Scrap internationals is what we're saying.
No, just scrap Ghana.
If it's not the
so
World
we can have Yeardom not injured.
If it's not the World Cup. If it's not the World Cup.
Just boycott Ghana.
Yeah, just boycott Ghana so we can have him. That's it. Right.
Everyone can play international duty apart from Ghana.
Can Andy Yeardom be blacklisted from international food?
Tell you what, I've just seen. Fuck me.
And right, Puskas always seems to get fucking injured with Romania as well. Can he fuck him?
Mark. Which players stood out for you?
Ejaria and Swift. I think as I said, them both. Ejaria just had a sense of freedom again, and he had a sense of moving forward. We all could talk about Gel, but Gel is just Gel now. We just expect that from him of how good he actually is. So for me, I don't know whether my headphone has just died or can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So for me, I feel like it's I think it is between them two. We did a poll after your Instagram live for man of the match, and it was a by far win for John Swift.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Josh? Who stood out?
Once again, Swift for me. I think he's the best natural. I think was the best player on the pitch for us, and probably one of our best players at the club at the moment when he's fit again. And I'll stick by the fact that I think he's been our best player for a little while now.
Yeah, he was stupendous.
He is absolutely brilliant.
Right. Then the next question we've kind of covered already, but how did Holmes and Estevez play?
Holmes was that's the worst game he's played in a Reading shirt.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah.
honestly.
I did miss the first 10 minutes, to be fair, because I was.
I think we all the questions I think we've got on this you're going through. I think we can skip now and just get onto the.
No, these questions are all in my head. I don't know what you're talking about.
They're not. They're literally on my phone, right in fucking front of me. Yeah.
Josh, who is the most improved player
this season?
Yeah.
I'll go Olise, I think, because I came into the season thinking that. Well, I didn't. It's a spicy opinion here. I didn't really like Olise up to the start.
We'll come to you.
Yeah,
okay,
I've discussed this with Mark in the past. I don't like it. I didn't like Olise up until the start of the season.
Okay, Mark, who's the most improved player?
Estevez.
Yeah. Okay.
I think because when we were coming in, my theory behind that is Olise has been good, and we knew he was going to be good this season, and because of the previous season, we knew he was going to be. Estevez come in, didn't do very well, got everyone's expectations low, thinking, oh, God, here we go. Another loan signing that's not going to do well. And let's be honest, since he's put that ponytail, his hair in a ponytail, he's decided to then grab a sword and a shield and fucking smash them all. And I really do feel like he is the most improved player.
Can we go back to like 2 weeks ago when Mark said, oh, yeah, I think we should cancel Estevez's loan deal so we can get other loans in?
Oh, yeah. I will go back on what I say more times than Big Show said heel and face. But
if remember from what Eddie said, that we're looking at bringing 2 loan players, but I sure we've already got our loan cap, haven't we?
No, we've only got 3.
You can have as many loan.
You can have 6, but you can have 5 in the squad. Right, I'm going to say mine now. It's a bit different, but I'm going for one of the other loans. I'm going with Alpha Semedo. From the start of the season, then. No, he's not had many chances, but when he has, I don't think he's really put a foot wrong.
No, I agree on that.
He's just been unfortunate that you've got
he's had to play
Rinomota and Laurent, who are looking like Arsenal's invincible midfield.
Yeah, pity.
You've got John Swift, who's going to get back in the team pretty comfortably.
I feel bad for Semedo, man.
Yeah.
He's been played well. He's played out of position, and
he's impressed.
And he's been all right. At points I've gone, I don't like Semedo because I think it's more the fact that he's not playing his natural role. Like they say on Coventry, Semedo's out of position. He's playing number 10 or up front, and he's a CDM or a centre half.
But as well, I'm saying that he's the most improved. I bet when you're thinking he's not impressed, that was right at the start when he hadn't played many.
He's been minging at the start, yeah. And
now
he's
got a lot better. Right. How good is Zhao, and how good can he become?
How good is Zhao now? He's the best striker we've had in a long, long time. And he can become the best striker we've ever had if he continues going and finals the Premiership. That's the one thing he needs to do, is be a leading goal scorer in a squad that either wins the Championship or goes to the Premier League and stays in the Premier League for season on season.
Yep. Mark?
No, I agree with that. That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Okay. I was saying this the other day. Zhao is the best striker in the Championship. Yeah. He is the most complete striker.
I've said this for so long.
He does things that nobody else can do.
I've said this for so long, and everyone's gone, no, it's Ivan Toney, or no, it's Adam Armstrong. And I've gone, Zhao is matching them on goal contributions in
less games.
In about 5 or 6 less games.
He's got 19 goal contributions in 18 games this season. And
in the Championship.
Tony has got 16. Tony's got 20 in 23. And Armstrong has got 19 in 24.
Exactly. Is that including the hat-trick in the EFL Cup, or no? Is that just in?
No, that's just league. That's just league.
That's the one most people come to me when I talk about stats. They go, "Oh, but he's got a hat-trick against Colchester," and I'm like,
also less red cards than Tony. Absolute bug.
Should we get on to the Preston game? Let's get on to the Preston game because we've been going for nearly an hour. I'm just saying, and I think we need to build. For the Preston game.
Right. Mark, would you like to do Ryan's stats?
Yeah, go on then. I'll give it a go. So, my opinion so far, currently Preston sit 5th in the form table in the last 6 games. In the last 6 games, they've won 4, drawn none, lost 2. They scored 5, conceded 3, got 2. They're ahead of Reading by 2 points. In the overall statistics and stats, shall we say, versus Brentford, Reading have won 25 times, drawn 12, and lost 25. So it's been evenish overall. But let's go through the previous 5 results was the last time. So start 2018, we beat them 1-0. 2018 again, we beat them 3-2. 2019, we beat them 2-1. 2019 again, we beat them 1-0. December the 29th, 2019, we beat them 2-0. And then the November this season, in the revenge month, I think Reading fans are calling this. They are currently, we've lost to them 3-0. Team news, I can only go about Reading because Preston was too hard to fucking find and I couldn't be bothered. Reading could be without Olise, depending on how bad the shoulder injury is. We don't know. Yedom and Yaku look like they might be back in February. Betting odds at the moment, Preston are 17.
I'm going to jump in. Moore is out for at least a month as well.
Moore's out for another month. He's just got on a bike, I think I saw on Instagram. A draw is 11-5 and Reading are 7-4 on to win. Preston's top goal scorers this season. Let's go. Sean Maguire, an actual striker, has got 4. Daniel Johnson, who I think is a striker, got 4. Their top goal scorer is an old man that loves scoring against Reading, Scott Sinclair, with 8 so far this season, who is on top form at this precise moment. So I want to go with the predictions as well that we all said. And I want to talk about the predictions before we go any further. Let's discuss. So if you look at the graphic that we've done before, the Brentford game is covered over due to them being called off due to COVID. But in the game against Coventry, I predicted a 2-0 win. Adam predicted a 3-1 win. Josh predicted a 2-0 win. And Ryan got 3-0 and got it spot on because he's a twat.
Yeah, I started looking at Ryan and I had a feeling he's looking at me because I was sat there trying not to laugh.
Yeah, the Preston game, here's who we predicted. Josh has gone for a 2-1 Reading win. Ryan has gone for a 1-0 win. Adam, no surprise, has gone for a 0-0 draw because he's a boring fuck. And I have gone for a 2-1 win as well. So currently, Ryan is in the lead with 3 points. Everyone else is on half a point due to getting the correct overall thing. But Ryan got the score spot on. I might not do half a point. I'll just do a point.
Stupendously good at getting the scores right.
I was going to say, just do a point, Mark.
I'll just do a point. I'll do a point. I can't be asked to keep adding up all the time. So a point so far. So they look like they're above us in the form table by 2 points. It's looking like it's going to be another tough game, but we do have a very good record at this.
We love a trip to detail. We love a trip to detail.
So how confident are we both? How confident are you both feeling then going into this game?
More confident than I felt about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm going to kind of answer that by making a point about Coventry and also about the season so far in general. I'm confident because I'm always confident.
Yes.
But a point I always want to make, because you always see people saying that we're getting lucky, we're not playing well, but we're winning games. Oh, no, be quiet a sec. Put yourself on mute. No, you see people saying that we're not playing well, we're getting lucky, we don't deserve to be winning games. But the same could be said about Liverpool. They've not been playing as well as they can. Good teams find a way to win. And against Coventry as well, we didn't play the best, but we ground it out and we won the game. First 7 games of the season, I don't think we played fantastically in any of them, bar Derby. But we found a way and we managed to grind out a win. Wickham at home. Tough game. Struggled for a lot of it. Grinded it, won the game. Same with Barnsley. You see a pattern here. We're not getting lucky. We're grinding out results and we're winning games that 2 years ago we wouldn't have. And that is what good teams do.
Yeah. I agree with you. I completely agree with you. I left you to go on your rant just then as well.
Rant.
So
Rant.
no, you call it rant.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I think we made a whole episode on you call it rant at one point as well, I think. But yeah, no, I completely agree with you. It's going to be an interesting game, but we're going to finish it there. We've been going for quite a while, nearly an hour. I think.
Wait, I'm the host.
Go on, you do the outro then.
I can't remember what you say.
For fuck's sake, you've been on this since the beginning.
Yeah, but I always zone out at this point.
Yeah, you do actually, because I just go on a rant.
Josh isn't listening to a word of what I'm saying right now. Right, so thank you all for watching. Make sure to click the subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram. Find us on Facebook. All the other social medias that Mark's going to put in the description as well. Check us out on SoundCloud. And see you in the next one.
And what other platforms are we on?
I don't know.
We're on SoundCloud, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. So go and check us out on there. Subscribe and follow to get instant notification for when we're live. And when you subscribe, make sure you click on that bell, which will give you an instant notification for whenever our videos go live. So please go and follow Ryan and Josh as well, as he's muted himself now. Please go and follow them both as well on Twitter, getting them up. Also, Josh has been doing some streaming on Twitch, which in a few days, when he actually sends me the link through an email, which I asked him to do a few days ago, once I get that link, what I will do is it will be down in the description down below of every video and podcast we do. So please go and follow him on there. Go and check out his videos. I know he does a few pro clubs and does a few stuff on there as well. So go check that out as well. But with all peace, love and care, thank you, Ryan, for hosting. You were excellent. We might get you doing this every Friday if you want to. But by how red he's gone, we'll see how it goes. And everyone with love and care, see you later. I'm not doing that. He's just texted me going, link my OnlyFans. No, I am not. Go if you want to go see Ryan's nudes, go and link to his OnlyFans are down below. He needs the money. Actually, I do. I might start an OnlyFans just for a laugh. With all love and care, everyone take care. Peace, love, and bye.
Bye.
Unmute yourself and say bye, you idiot.
Bye, knobs.